Okay, we're live. We are live. All right. Sorry. I know we're like 39 minutes late, but I had a bunch of crap happen all at once that I had to take care of. But we are live. And we're back at our usual location. Today we're smoking a Nigarusta. Wonderful cigar. And right now, Cigars International has them on sale for 107 a box for the Robustos. You get 25, which is a good deal. I believe these are a shit, I think actually I don't know who makes these. I honestly don't. Oh, they're Drew Estate. That's why they're good. They're Drew Estate. That's what they look like. They have a little band on the foot. No, little serrated paper band up top. But we have two special cigars. One of which my friend Joe gave me, and this is one I love. 13th anniversary for Room 101. Wonderful stick. But the other stick that I'm excited about that I was going to smoke on stream, which I still probably will, is Liga Privada Anniversario by Drew Estates. This is a very good cigar. Wonderful stick. But no, we are late today because I had a bunch of shit that came up. It took longer to pick up some meds from the pharmacy. Because when you're old, like me, you gotta take meds. No, I don't take anything for fucking diabetes because I'm not diabetic. I actually take pride in that. But we're here now. We're back in our usual spot. And this is where we'll be from now on because I like this spot. They have good Wi Fi. And I don't drop frames, which is good for y'all. Especially if you're watching this on the replay on YouTube, then it's even better. Mm. It has been unbearably cold for like the last week. Like, we got like one day that was a break that wasn't absolute dog shit. And now it's below 40. It's wet. It's rainy. The roads are kind of slick. People are driving like shit. But you know, your boy, I drive like an idiot anyway, so I'm used to it and can handle myself in most situations. Why is the microphones? There we go. All right, microphones. Mm. Now I'm hoping next week to have a guest. There's like two or three people I'm talking to that want to be on the show. We're trying to schedule it to where they can be on the show, and it's kind of a nightmare. But I do have a big announcement. For those that have been paying attention, I've been doing a lot of leather work, hence the leather streams. And I've been talking about filing for an LLC here in Texas. And I have. And the name I chose, I had like five contingency names. So I had five names chosen. One was primary, and then four contingencies in case I couldn't get that name. But the name I chose was available and approved. In fact, I got both names. So next week, with any luck, Cedar and Smoke Leather Goods LLC will be up and running, which means that I'll be legitimate. And once I have a big inventory set up, I can start selling, which will be nice. You know? But I got both Cedar and Smoke Leather Goods and Cedar and Smoke Leather Goods, which is important because I have both. Because I have both, and neither one is a DBA, we're going to be golden. Which really surprised me. I thought Cedar and Smoke would have been taken for leather goods. You know, I thought somebody in the state of Texas would have that name, but no. I've done a ton of research and even through the state. there was nobody using the name Cedar and Smoke for leather goods. So that's why I got both. Now there's Cedar Smoke barbecue or candle company. There's Cedar Smoke barbecue restaurant. There's all sorts of other stuff, but no Cedar and Smoke leather goods or Cedar and Smoke for leather work, which is great, which I love. I've even done some AI stuff to come up with, well, logos. Uh, I need to clean them up and replace the text because AI is terrible when it comes to text. But hopefully it'll be fine. It'll work out great, and then we can work on that. Things are moving. So I've taken a side hustle and turned it into a job. Hey me. The other advantage of having the LLC is it makes it easier to deal with the taxes. It really does. And I didn't want to do a DBA for my current LLC because that would just been a pain in the ass. And I prefer to keep that money completely separate from the other LLC, which is fine and is legal. And there's no problem with, eventually I can turn the LLC into a S corp or closed corporation. That'll work even better. It'll give it more rights and more protection. Now, the only downside of having two LLCs is that that's two sets of taxes I have to do, which is fine. I don't mind doing two sets of taxes. I have a tax guy for that. Yeah, I'm 40. Of course I have a tax guy. But I'm actually really happy that the name I chose was good. I didn't have to use any of their contingency names because I didn't feel they were as strong of a name as Cedar and Smoke Leather Goods because I just didn't like them. And that's the thing. When you file for an LLC, depending what state, if your taxes cost like 300 something dollars, and it's a long wait. So I did the same thing I did with the last LLC, and I went through Zen, filings and all that. And it's like LegalZoom, but they have a little better. You can choose a representative agent, all that good stuff. So that relieved a bunch of trouble filing for an LLC. Like it took tons of work out filing for that LLC. You fill out the basic forms as you would with the state. They file them, and you pay to have them rushed, which I did. So hopefully by the 22nd, I'll have everything set and ready. Then I just got to wait for the tax stamp to show up. But having an LLC for the leather goods company allows me better leverage when I go to sell my products to companies. And I don't mean like selling it to, a third party. Well, they would be technically a third party vendor, but they wouldn't be like, oh, this discount store or this. No. It allowed me to take the cigar cases, the pipe and cigar stands, the cigar kits I'm working on, and sell them to other cigar stores, to sell them to cigar stores. And I can offer them at a good price to them, and they can sell them, you know? Because I am going to do business to business sales, but I will still also do direct to customer, you know. But being an actual company, selling it to another company is way more manageable when you have an LLC. You're not just some dude selling them off the street. You have some legitimacy behind you. when you go to take your products and sell them to another company. Like if I wanted to take them to like Finks in here in San Antonio, I could. If I want to take them to Four Nines in San Antonio, which is a really good shop, I like Four Nines, I could. Hold on, I gotta rewind. It just removes a bunch of bullshit that you don't want to have to deal with. I mean, that's a good way of looking at it. You know, and I know people are going, "Oh, you gonna have an Etsy store?" No, no, I'm not. I don't have the inventory to have an Etsy. I don't want to deal with Etsy at this point. Hell, even somebody was trying to tell me I should sell my shit to Poshmark or whatever that other thing is and have them sell them. I gotta do some research on that, but I don't think that's a good option at this time because I'm a super small little one man operation in my garage making leather products, you know. But I can now write off all the leather I buy and any subsequent tools as a business expense because they are, you know, mm, anything I buy to make the leather goods with, I can then write off, which is a good thing. And that's an important thing to remember is when you have a little LLC, unlike if you're just, a Joe Schmo, you can't write off certain things. LLC, the things you couldn't write off, you can write off. You know, like the sewing machine I want to get, I can write that off. That would be a business expense. That would be good. But also, I can now go and open another bank account for the LLC for Seed and Smoke. That way, that money is completely separate. It's not in my personal account. It's not my other LLC's account. It's independent. And that way it's way more trackable and way more easy to file my taxes. And if anyone asks questions, like God forbid the IRS come up, go, we need to talk about this, I can show them. Here are the accounts for Cedar and Smoke. Here are the accounts for STF Studios. Here are my accounts. All the money separate, and it's easier to deal with. I don't have to argue with everyone. Hopefully that would never happen because I plan to do shit by the book and not fuck around. But in the event that something goes screwy, I'm not completely boned. It also means that it's easier to pay for advertising. Not that I'm going to really be using a lot of advertising anytime soon, but it allows me a chance to move with that and to keep that money separate because that is a business expense. Paying for advertising is an expense for the business, and I can write part of it off. Unlike if I'm just me on my own paying for that advertising, I can't write it off. Plus, I can be a W 2 employee with my company, and that makes payroll easier. No 1099 bullshit, you know? So I'm real happy about that. I'm actually very excited about that. And can't wait for that to get rolling because it's important, you know? And I'm very happy with it. I'm very, very happy the name I chose was available and approved because that makes me happy. That makes me very, very happy, actually. That that makes me extraordinarily happy. Like I don't have to deal with the BS of having to. you know, argue or fight over it or try to find somebody that just won't listen, or, I won't have to argue with them. I don't have to deal with it, you know. I can just jump in and get going. I can just get it going and not have to deal with bullshit, you know. And that makes me happy. I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to do anything. We're gonna be golden. And that really does make me happy. But I'm actually way more happy that I've gotten the name approved. You know, that makes me happy. Well, I gotta check something real fast. I have a fucking appointment at my transplant clinic tomorrow, and I want to make sure the paperwork's in order. If I said I forgot the password, doesn't matter. But no, that makes me very, very, very happy that I got the business name that I wanted. The business name is very important to me because a good business name allows you a lot more credibility. Like, people like a good business name, you know? And I'm actually extraordinarily happy about this because, like I said, Cedar and Smoke is a really good business name. It really is. It sounds earthy. It sounds rustic, which is kind of what I'm going for. I consider my goods to be rustic. And because they're rustic, I like that. And I think that really, really, really does benefit me in the long run. And picking, a good name for a fucking company is not always easy. I sat here like maybe 3, 4 months trying to think of a good name, you know? And, you know, like I went through like maybe 19 possible names that I was thinking of. And I just couldn't find one I liked until I thought of this one randomly. And because I like it, I went with it. And it worked out well. It worked out very well for me that it was available. Because, like I said, I thought somebody would have had this damn name. I thought they would have had Cedar and Smoke leather goods. I really thought someone would have had that, you know? And I'm glad that it was available. I really, really am. Because I like that name. I think it's a good name. And a lot of people who have heard it are like, yeah, it's actually a good name. And I can't be happier, you know, and I like Zen Business. That's the name of the company I went through. It was pricey, but it worked and it came out well, you know, you know. Mm. But point being is that, yeah, the great news, your business name passed our preliminary check. It appears to be available. We'll submit to this paperwork Texas for processing. Texas will review and process your business name and formation documents. Normally, this takes the state 2 to 3 business days, but can vary depending on filing volume. And we'll notify you when we hear back from the state, which is good. That's actually good. I'm happy with that. So, because I can't find a cedar and smoke leather goods anywhere in the state of Texas, I'm happy with that. You know, and I can't find any fucking companies that do leather work called Cedar and Smoke in the state of Texas. Like the closest I found was on Etsy, and it's for a company called Smoked Cedar Leather. Leather and cedar candle factory, smoked leather. You know, I wasn't able to find one named Cedar and Smoke, and I like Cedar and Smoke. I think that's a good name for a leather company. It feels rustic, it feels rugged, it feels outdoorsy, it feels manly. It feels manly, which I like, which I think is good. You know, means I can also put these streams under a different LLC. Or I could just start another Twitch channel just for Cedar and Smoke and run from there. Never know. But I like how it gives me legitimacy. It gives me professional appearance. Like I said, because I plan to do business to business sales, I want that legitimacy. I want that air of professionalism. Companies look at you different when you're just some guy off the street. Even if they've known you for a while, you're just some guy off the street. But when you have that air of legitimacy, they treat you a little better because then they're not dealing with the individual, they're dealing with the company, which is good. All right. I don't know why this isn't staying lit. Doesn't feel like it has a plug. It just don't want to stay lit. Some cigars are like that. But no, I like the fact that I got it filed. I got everything set up and running, and I don't have to deal with bullshit. uh, I can just run my business and be happy. And I'm not expecting to get rich from my leather work. I'm not expecting to make a living off of it. It's something I enjoy doing, and running a business is always a fun option. And I feel like it's better to do it and just let it go, you know? If you have your business established and you have your core customers and your base of what you need, you'll be good. You know, you'll be all right. Your company will more or less be okay. As long as you're not ending in the negatives for too long, you'll be all right. And I understand that most businesses fail after 5 years. It's just the odds of it and the risk you take when you do it. So it's not that big of a deal. And I know the state will want their money, which is fine. I will give the state their fucking sales tax. That's the law. I'm gonna do it. But I've calculated all the pricing to where I know what I know what the tax will be to keep the prices at where I want them. Because there's nothing more than I hate when you go somewhere and you buy something for 20 bucks and then they add the sales tax. No, just add the sales tax to the cost. You know, calculate it if you have to, get it in there, it'll work. I've already done that. I've done that for all the products I have for offer and products I will have for offer, you know, from 2-stick cigar cases to 3-stick cigar cases, the cigar pipe stands with the high gloss and without the high gloss, two different prices. That gloss is expensive. I have all the pricing set up to where it's just go. Valet trays, pipe cases, you know, I've got that set and settled, which is good. Most people don't do that. I did that because I like a flat number, you know. And for right now, I'm probably not gonna take fucking credit cards and debit cards. Be cash. Hold on. It'll be cash or, Zillow, PayPal, Cash App, stuff like that. Eventually, I'll get a little square thing to where I can charge people by credit card. But for the bulk of it, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be you just pay cash, pay a flat price. The price is already settled and determined. You don't have to, argue with me about it. You don't have to haggle. And they're fair prices for the product, you know, because you're not just paying for the material, you're paying for the work. You're paying for my time to make the products. And my time is valuable to me. I'm not saying it's, $100 for something I'm charging $20 for. No. But you're paying for my time. You're paying for my knowledge. And that's more than fair in life to pay someone for their time and knowledge when they're doing stuff. And I think a lot of people make the mistake of, oh, I'm just gonna sell these for cheap and then raise the price. No, you don't necessarily want to do that. That can hinder your business, you know, and that's not good. You know, hindering your own business is like chopping your own toes off. It's not smart to do, and it's not not a thing you want to do. You do not want to do that. You want your business to grow, and that's fine. Businesses have to grow. It's just the natural progression of how the world is. Your business must grow or it will fail. But you don't want your business to fail or fall short of what it could be. What you want to do is keep it running and keep it growing. It doesn't have to be massive amounts of growth. It can be, small growth. It can be, you know, incremental, incremental, incremental. There's the word, incremental. Because you don't want it to die, but if it gets too big and you can't manage it, then you're in trouble. So again, I'm just gonna have the business do its little slow growth and hope for best. That's what I'm really hoping for. You know, I'm hoping the business will be stable enough to where I can I can kind of just leave it alone, let it do its thing, and then I don't have to fight it. You know, I want it to grow, but I don't want it to grow out of hate. I'm babbling at this point, but you get the idea. Because I've had friends that started businesses And they did really, really well for like the first 5 years. They were growing and growing and growing. And then their business just got unfucking manageable for them because it got too big. Then they had to do other things to try to get that shit to work. And it just ate into their life. They were, instead of being their own boss, they were being the boss of everyone else that they had to hire. And they just got burned out, which is always bad. You don't want to get burned out, you know? Because getting burned out is one of the worst things that can happen to you when you're, running a business. Well, when you're doing anything really. If you get burned out, then what are you going to do? You know, if you get burned, if you get burned out, you lose interest. Once you lose interest, you just peter out. It's terrible. I know. It really is. It's a horrible, horrible thing to have happen, you know? But at the same time, in the same breath, I know people who they started a company, they started a business, they tried what they could to get it to work, but nothing they did worked. They just made a series of bad choices, you know. And that can kill a business too. If you make bad choices, right? Nothing can kill your business faster than if you do that. Making bad choices will definitely kill business. If you make bad financial plans, if you make bad investments, if you just fuck around, fuck everything up, it comes back to bite you in the ass. And that, again, kills more companies than anything else. That one bad choice that you made comes back to bite you in the ass. Well, shit, what are you going to do? Fuck. You got nothing and nowhere to go, and you're just left holding the bag, so to say, which, is a problem for a lot of people. And it's a bad problem to have. If you consistently make poor choices, you're going to consistently fail. And if you consistently fail, you're going to get burned out. And again, that's one of those things that will kill a business is getting burned out. So I guess the trick is to lightly manage your company or your business to where you can afford to make something out of nothing. Because at that point, you're okay. If you do that, you'll be okay. Your business will survive and you'll be all right. The other thing is you can't get distracted. You know, Getting distracted, again, kill your business in a heartbeat. And you don't want to get, you just don't want to get overly distracted on every little thing. Like, it's okay to get sidetracked on certain things, but there comes a time for work, there comes a time for play, and that's the biggest thing. And you learn that as you get older. You hopefully learn when it's okay to fool around and when you need to knuckle down at work. And so, like, how do I describe it? It's such a stupid thing to try to describe, but so many people get distracted by the little details that aren't necessarily that important to what they're working on. You know, they get they just get sidetracked on shit that they don't need to be, you know? And that's the thing. It's just like there are days I don't stream, but I'm in my little workshop in my garage, you know, working on weather projects, sewing together wallets, cutting blanks, stitching things together, working on a prototype. And that's the important thing because you need to focus on that when you need to focus on it. And that was honestly one of the hardest lessons to learn doing, my little audio engineering LLC was that the first big hard hurdle I faced was getting over not having a good work and playtime life. And I'm not saying, you got to focus on absolutely everything and, you have to be 100% on everything. No. What I'm saying is that you need to find that balance. That balance is important. When you have the balance, you're better, you know? And that's how you make a business grow. Is you find that right balance that works for you, that allows you to put out product and manage business versus when you sit around playing video games, which is something I haven't done on this channel quite a while. Like when I first started YouTube, like 2015, 2016, I did a story time every week. I told these funny and messed up stories from when I was still playing pen and paper RPGs. Like, I would love to get back into playing pen and paper RPGs, but right now I just have so much shit I have to do. I have to, I have to manage a ton of things in my personal life to get things to work. If that makes any sense. If I could get, oh, just a little more time, just need more time. You don't always have more time. Sometimes you got to work with what you got and the amount of time you got, which is why I focus mostly on the weather stuff right now. That's why I'm not streaming video games as much. Or at all, really. That's why I haven't played any video games in, God, a couple of months, which kind of sucks because I like playing games, but at the same time, I have other things I need to focus on. And those are the important things to me right now. You know, like right now, the important thing to me is to focus on working on the weather when I have downtime from, you know, my audio engineering, when I have, some downtime from, whatever the hell I may be doing. I tend to focus on that leather work because I want to have enough product to put out to where I'm not doing order per, making per order where I can just go, oh, you want a wallet? Here you go. You want this color band on the wallet? Here you go. You want a pipe stand? Here you go. Cigar case, 2 or 3 sticks. Which one? Oh, here you go. One of each. Enjoy. And that was one of the hardest lessons I learned when I was younger was how to focus on getting shit done when I needed to get shit done. Like, I know I'm rambling about that and I keep going on about that, but that was a very important lesson. That was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. But once I had learned said lesson, it worked out very well for me because now I can focus on what I'm doing. Right now, I'm replying to a text that one of my friends sent me that I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with him, but can't always win. Oh well. Eventually, eventually I'll get to the point where I'll be able to stream video games again. Like this new game, watching paint dry. I think that'd be a fun 6-hour stream where we can sit on our ass, shoot the shit while we literally watch paint dry. Why did I get the game? Because it's funny. It's stupid. You know? I'm not fighting the stick anymore. Our next cigar be the one that my buddy just gave me today. Room 101, 13th anniversary for this year. I haven't had it yet. I've wanted this for so long. I didn't buy them when they came out because they sold out like that. I wasn't able to try them. So now we are. So, again, as always, trim the foot cap. It's clean foot. It's beautiful Maduro. Beautiful, beautiful looking Maduro. We're going to toast it a little. Just a toast. There we go. It's toasting. Give it a little air. And now we're going to light. Mm. First puff. It's got an unctuous flavor, meaty kind of flavor to it. A little bit of pepper, not a lot, just a touch of pepper. Hmm. Hard to place the flavors I'm getting. Want to be dark chocolate, but not dark chocolate. Kind of a coffee taste without coffee. Huh. Interesting. I like it. But then again, it's a room 101. I tend to like room 101. Kind of a room 101 guy. And that's the beauty of cigars. Beauty of cigars, you find what flavors you like, what profile works for you, and you can grow from there. You know, you will find a flavor you enjoy and you will go with it. You'll find what works for you and you'll go with it. But don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. Maybe surprise what you like. But for God's sakes, do not smoke Drew Estate's acids. I will judge you harshly for that. Because acids, oh, they have flavors. Yeah, they have flavors. Ooh, all of these flavors. Yeah. I don't know. I like pipe tobacco that has flavor to it, but I don't like flavored cigars. Some people love them. Some people go absolutely gaga for them. I am not a fan of them. I've never been a fan of them. I've always thought low of them, and well, that's just the nature of the world. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm not one of them. All right, I'm done replying to that text. Yeah, I'm done with that text. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get something to drink, and we will be right back. All right, we'll be right back. Yeah, you got breast and booster still in the backpack. Okay, and we're back. I had to get a spray. But yeah, no, that's the thing. When you find cigars you like, go for it. Use them. Don't be afraid to explore your palate. And I've always said it. The best way to judge if you want, Maduro, Habano, Connecticut, Sun-Grown, Candela. Well, Candelas are something different. But the basic flavor with wrapper is kind of like coffee. You like black coffee, you'll probably like Maduro. If you like a lot of sugar and cream in your coffee, you'll probably like a Connecticut or a Sun-Grown. Or, if you like medium cream and stuff like that, you might like a Habano. Habano's like a step down from a Maduro. Thirsty. Oh, excuse me. Did not mean to do that. But no, I am excited about the leather company coming together. I'm excited about the LLC. I am just happy as hell about that. And when I get the LLC paperwork from the state and everything's set and ready, I will probably have an official launch party on stream where we will play games and do all sorts of stuff because it'll be fun, you know? But yeah, well, that's about all I've got for today. I know. Stream would have been longer if I hadn't been running late, but it's unfortunately getting close to closing time for where I'm at. So I'll end it like I always do. If you like it, drop a follow. If you're on YouTube watching this later, drop a subscription. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. Drop a follow because it's free on Twitch. You don't ever have to throw money at me. You don't ever have to donate. You don't have to throw bits. Just hang out. All right. Y'all be good to each other. I love y'all. Bye.